Hi guys, welcome to Python tutorial series. In this video, I would like to discuss how to print triangle and pyramid pattern in Python. In the previous video, we understood how to print square and rectangle pattern in Python. In this video, I would like to discuss how to print triangle and pyramid pattern in Python step by step. So let's get started. Here I have the Python shell and the Python file. I want to display stars in 3 rows and 3 columns. I want to display stars in 3 rows and 3 columns. We have already discussed this in the previous video, right? Here I say for row in range. How many rows we want? 3 rows, right? So range start with 1. It should stop at 4. What this range function does? It generates sequence of numbers 1, 2 and 3, right? It is not going to generate 4. It generates up to 3, right? We can display the row value here. We can simply say here print the row. Okay, what happens here? The for loop takes 1, puts inside the row and displays. 2 is placed in the row and displayed. 3 is placed in the row and displays. That's what happens here. If I delete, save and run module, you see we are getting 1, 2, 3 displayed here, right? 1, 2, 3 is displayed. Okay, that means for every value here 1, 2 and 3, this print function is executing, right? So 3 times the print function is executed. So instead of displaying 1, 2, 3, the row value, I can display star, right? Now what happens? When row value is 1, 1 star is displayed. When row value is 2, 1 more star is displayed. When row value is 3, 1 more star is displayed. So we see 3 stars displayed one below another now. I save it and say run module. You see 3 stars are displayed one below another, right? Now if you want, we can display them one beside another. How? I told you, print function has by default end set to /n. So if I save this and run, we get the same output. See, stars are displayed one below another. If you want to display stars one beside another, simply you can say here end space. If I save this and say run module, you can see the stars are displayed one beside another, right? Here by default is set to /n. I save it and say run module. You see stars are again displayed one below another. Here the stars are displayed, okay, fine, but they are displayed in one column, right? I want 3 columns of stars here, 3 rows, 3 columns. To display 3 rows, 3 columns star, here I am going to use one more for loop. I say for call in range. How many columns we want? 3 columns. So again same range values, start at 1, end at 4. Okay, stop at 4, right? Now here this range function generates 1, 2, 3, right? And this range function generates 1, 2, 3. Very simple. Okay, now how it works? See, first 1 is placed in the row. When row value is 1, what happens here? This for loop is executed 3 times. This for loop is executed 3 times. 1 is placed in the column, it displays the star, it displays 1 star, then moves the cursor to the next line. When 2 is placed in the column, again star is displayed and it moves the cursor to the next line. When 3 is placed in the column, 1 more star is displayed and moves the cursor to the next line. I don't want that. I want star should be displayed one beside another here, right? So here I am going to use end empty, okay, empty string. Now what happens? Let me explain. When row value is 1, call value will be 1, it displays 1 star and it is not going to move the cursor to the next line. The cursor will be on the same line. Then 2 is placed in the column, 1 more star is displayed on the same row. 3 is placed in the call, 1 more star is displayed on the same row. After displaying 3 stars, I want to move the cursor to the next line. So for that, what I do here, I go back and print. I say print with end equal to /n. It should move the cursor to the next line. Okay, so this is going to display stars in 3 rows, 3 columns, guys. What happens? Let me explain. 1 is placed in the row. When row value is 1, what happens? This for loop is executed 3 times. So 1 is placed in the column, then star is displayed once, then 2 is placed in the column, star is displayed one more time on the same row, 3 is placed in the column, one more time star is displayed on the same row. After this, it is going to move the cursor to the next line. So the cursor goes to the next line. Then 2 is placed in the row. Then again 1 is placed in the column, 1 star is displayed. Then 2 is placed in the column, one more star is displayed on the same line. 3 is placed in the column, one more star is displayed on the same line. After that, end, it goes to the next line. Then 3 is placed in the row. Then 1 is placed in the column, 1 star is displayed. 2 is placed in the column, one more star is displayed on the same line. 3 is placed in the column, one more star is displayed on the same line. After that, print end. See, I'll put here row and column back. Let me delete this and this. I save it and say run module. You see that we have now 3 rows, 3 column stars displayed, right? Now what I want? I actually don't want the stars displayed in the rectangle or the square pattern. I want to display in the triangle pattern. Triangle. What is the meaning of triangle? In the first row, it should display 1 star. In the second row, it should display 2 stars. In the third row, it should display 3 stars. How? See, now displaying the stars depends upon the row value, right? Depends upon the row value. If row value is 1, star should be displayed once. If row value is 2, star should be displayed 2 times. If row value is 3, star should be displayed 3 times. So what we do here is, we'll change here the column range stop value to row plus 1. Row plus 1. Now displaying this print star depends upon the row value. If I save this and run module, definitely we'll see stars displayed in the triangle shape. You see, star displayed in the triangle shape. Let me explain how exactly it is working. Okay, using MS Paint. Here I paste the code. Now carefully understand. Here it comes, for loop. Now the range function generates 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, what happens here? 1 is placed in the row. 1 is placed in the row. When row value is 1, this for loop is executed, right? This for loop is executed. So here what happens? Again we have the range function. What this range function is? See, range 1 comma, what is the row value? Row value is 1. 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 means what? 2. 1 plus 1 means 2. So what this range function generates? It generates only 1, guys, right? It generates only 1 because it generates the sequence of numbers less than the stop value, less than the stop. 1 is less than 2, so only 1 is generated. Only 1 is generated, guys, here. Understanding? Now this 1 is placed in the column. This 1 is placed in the column. Understanding? This 1 is placed in the column. And when column value is 1, the print function displays 1 star, 1 star. Okay, 1 star. And then what happens? There is nothing to place next. There is nothing to place here in the column, right? So it comes down. It comes to print function, moves the cursor to the next line. Moves the cursor to the next line. Now cursor is on the second row, guys. Understanding? Okay, after that it goes back again. It puts 2 in the row. It puts 2 in the row. Now row value is 2. When row value is 2, this for loop is again executed. Okay, again executed. Now what happens in this place? What happens in this place? Range function. We have the range function with value 1, right? With starting value 1. Ending value is what? Row plus 1. Row is 2. 2 plus 1 means 3, right? Now what this range function generates? It generates the sequence numbers starting with 1, 2, right? 1, 2. It is not going to generate 3, right? It generates only 1 and 2. Okay, great. 1 and 2. Now what happens here? 1 is placed in the column. When column value is 1, it displays 1 star. Then 2 is placed in the column. When column value is 2, it displays 1 more star. See, 2 times star are displayed, right? There is nothing to place now. So it comes down and print end L. So it moves the cursor to the next line. After that it goes back, puts 3 in the row. Puts 3 in the row. Puts 3 in the row. When row value is 3, again this for loop is executed, right? Now what happens here? Again the range function we have here, right? We have range function. We have range function with starting value 1. Ending value is row plus 1. Row is 3. Row is 3. 3 plus 1 means 4. So this range function generates 1, 1, comma, 2, comma, 3. 1, comma, 2, comma, 3. Right? 1, comma, 2, comma, 3. Now what happens? See, 1 is placed in the column. When column value is 1, 1 star is displayed. Then 2 is placed in the column. When col value is 2, it displays 1 more star. Then 3 is placed in the column. Then 1 more time star is displayed. There is nothing to place here. So it comes to the end. So cursor is going to be moved to the next line. It goes back. And here already 3 is placed, right? There is nothing to place. So this loop is terminated, guys. This loop is terminated. So this is how we get stars displayed in a triangle shape, guys. Stars displayed in a triangle shape. So here the inner loop depends upon the outer loop variable, guys. Depends upon the outer loop variable. When row value is 1, the inner loop is executed once, so 1 star is displayed. When row value is 2, inner loop is executed 2 times, so it displays 2 stars. When row value is 3, the inner loop is executed 3 times, so stars are displayed 3 times, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood how you can display stars in a triangle shape, guys. If you want to display stars in a pyramid pattern, okay, in a pyramid shape, it's very easy, guys. All we need is we have to add some space, right? We have to add space in the beginning here. So for that we use one more for loop, for space in range. Space in range. Here range should start with 1, end at 6 minus row. 6 minus row value. 6 minus row means what? See, 6. When row value is 1, 6 minus 1 is 5. So 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces are added. Then 3 spaces are added. Then 2 spaces are added. Then 1 space is added. Then 0 space is added. So you can see here. If I say here, print display a space, and here again end should be empty. Okay. Now if I save this, let me add one space here also. After the star, after every star I want one space. So if I save this and say run module, you see that we are getting spaces. See, we got the triangle shape here. So 6 I am using because I am going to generate. Here also I am going to use 6. Okay, here also I am going to use 6 because I want 5 rows. So I save it and say run module. You see we got 5 rows, and you can see star is displayed in the triangle shape. So here what happens is, first it generates the 4 spaces, then 3 spaces, 2 spaces, 1 space, and 0 space, guys. So that is how it works. I hope you guys have clearly understood, right? If you want, you can display, instead of stars, you can display the alphabets, save and say run module. You see A. If you want, you can display the numbers, let's say 1. I save it and say run module. You see 1 1 1 displayed. If you want, you can display the row value if you want, like row, and make sure you add a space here. We need 1 space. I save it and say run module. You see the row value displayed 1, then 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5 5, right? If you want, you can display the column value which is changing. Save and say run module. You see column values 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. These are actually the values in the row and column are changing, guys. Okay, that's it, guys, for this video tutorial. I suggest you people to try this yourself. Okay, you can generate any type of patterns now. In the upcoming video tutorials, we discuss more about Python in depth, step by step. If you have any doubts, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to clear, guys. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.